What's happening, PricePlow Nation? Low carb dieters, or anyone looking for a different kind of fiber source? My name is Mike Roberto. I'm the founder of PricePlow, which is a tech and media company dedicated to the dietary supplement industry. We do news, reviews, interviews, but I also get into a lot of diet research, food blogging, and meat. But today, I am fasted and I am wearing a constant glucose monitor. So this is every 5 minutes, it's Dexcom G6. Taking my blood sugar every 5 minutes, and I am currently at a nice low 82. And I say low for me because right now I'm on another experiment where I do 100 grams of carbohydrates per day. So on Twitter, I follow the most epic Dr. Cameron Sepah, and he's at Dr. Sepah, D-R-S-E-P-A-H. And he has one of the most incredible Twitter thread rants of just things that he's learned over the years and has applied to himself and business and physiology. And we're gonna have to make a link to it. I might even just steal the whole thing and make a whole YouTube video because it's something that people need to hear. But anyway, Dr. Sepah has been a very big inspiration of mine, and we started talking, and every day he takes a 14-gram dose of Baobab powder. Now, on the bottle they say, on the bag here it says it's Baobab, but I've also seen videos call it Baobab. So that's so what this is this is actually a kind of like a superfruit, a citrus-like superfruit that is native to Australia and Africa, and you can extract a ton of fiber out of it. Now, I bought this off of Amazon, the Terrasol brand, and if you notice on the label, they have a sticker on top of the label, so there must have been something that was reworked. I really don't care about that. But one thing I want to state is with these labels, one thing you got to watch out for is when you see very, very small dose sizes, because that oftentimes means they're kind of hiding a little something. And we've made videos about this in the past. So I'm not accusing Terrasol of anything because a lot of people do like very small servings, but we have a 1.5 teaspoon serving size, just 2 grams of powder. No one's using 2 grams of powder in my opinion, I don't think so. And with that 2 grams of powder, you get 1 carb, 1 gram of fiber. And that's due to rounding. However, a real dose, the dose that Dr. Sepah recommends, is actually 14 grams. Now, what he told me, and this is just from a Twitter direct message, so I'm not fully sure, but it makes about a good sense. Out of a 14 gram dose, here's the real stats. You end up getting 11.2 total carbohydrates, 7.6 grams of fiber, and 3.6 grams of sugar. So what happens with the FDA laws is if you have less than half a gram of sugar in a serving, you can round it down to 0. So they have as their serving size a half a teaspoon. Yeah, and then that gets rounded down to 0. The fact is that there is sugar here, and that's where I come in with my constant glucose monitor, because we want to see if that 14-gram dose is going to mess with my ketones, and more importantly, I think for me right now, my glucose levels. I am quite fasted by 16 hours at this point, and I have trained. So I'm feeling like I should be very insulin sensitive at this point. But I think if we see that there's is there sugar there? 3.6 grams of sugar may elevate things 5 to 10 points. I'm not diabetic, but in a diabetic, it would be like, 10 to 12, maybe even worse points. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a stab and see if I actually have any ketones circulating. At this point, I think I do, but I'm doing 100 grams of carbs per day, so no guarantees. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like I'm a little bit ketotic right now, 0.4 maybe. I'm getting good at this, aren't I? You just tell by feel. Okay, so starting at 0.4 ketones, I think I'm actually proud of that. I did take yesterday, and it kept my blood sugar low throughout the rest of the day. I took IC5, just 2 capsules by BioTrust formulated by Sean Wells, and so things have been a little bit better than they had been. 100 carbs is oftentimes too much for me. Maybe with a little bit of that help from the glucose disposal agent category, such as IC5, I can handle a little more carbs, and it seems like that. So I'm doing all sorts of experiments with this constant glucose monitor, but right now we're opening up this bad boy, and this is my first time taking it. I am just gonna take it to the dome, and I have water here in case that doesn't go so well. It smells okay, so this is a powder that smells very herby. I'm going to see if we can get me out of the way here. And it just looks like sand, a very finely ground sand-colored dirt. It's fiber. Looks like coconut flour, if anything. Trusty scale, empty. Okay, we're teared out at 0. It's a decent amount of fiber there. So Dr. Sapa is mainly a keto dieter. I think he's very heavy in the meat eating department, which is, he's one of the two people that I agree very, very heavily with on dietary things, but basically like 70% meat-based calories, a lot of fat and protein coming from that, but he's not fully into the whole carnivore thing. He's got to come on the channel and explain it for himself, but we both believe in eating vegetables. Now, within the keto and carnivore communities, you do have a lot of dissent, a lot of debate over fiber. Dr. Sapa is clearly pro-fiber, but he's kind of curious what happens to my blood sugar if I take it right here. So it is 125. I have 0.4 ketones and my blood sugar is 83 as we speak, 82, 83. Been cruising on down, getting into ketosis, and let's see if this knocks me out at all. I'm gonna do a spoonful and then I'm thinking I gotta put it in this shaker here. I'll try not to cough it up or anything because that's what happens when you do this. They weren't joking when they said it's citrus, like, that is some sweet citrus fiber. Oh my God. My mouth is salivating like crazy. Some of you supplement companies, if you guys are watching this, this might be something that could be added to like certain supplements flavor systems. That was very dry in my mouth by my teeth. Whoa, but the aftertaste, really good citrus. I see why people like this. One thing is I'm not a citrus fan. Never have been. If you're a citrus liker and you're looking for a fiber and you're sick of like whatever, Benefiber, any of those others, you gotta try that. I have a little bit of water here in my battle shaker. We gotta shake this up. I don't know, I should have asked Dr. Sapa how to actually eat this. That's probably the most important part of the whole test. I'm kind of concerned. How do you eat 14 grams of this in one sitting? Let's see how it mixes with water. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna get a little glass. Yeah. Oh. This is the most interesting stuff. Actually mixes decently with water. I see a couple chunks. I don't even know if I should have read. Oh my. Okay, I'm pretty sure you want to like mix this with other things. Protein powder. I have no idea. I didn't really ask. I just figured I'd be just eating powder. What do they say here? Refrigeration not required. They don't even give you instructions. The tree of life. That doesn't help me right now. Okay, bottoms up, folks. That's actually not bad. I mean, it's sour, it's tart. If you like tart, sour stuff and you're looking for a fiber drink, like I said, don't want to do no Metamucil, I can grow to enjoy that. Okay. Don't eat it raw. Just drink it with water. And I had very little water in here. I had whatever was left from 4 ounces. Okay, I'm actually not hating this. All right, it is 128. Typically with the ketone test, historically, I've noticed my peak of change from eating like a sugar or whatever happens at like somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. So I'm gonna be back in 40 minutes and we're gonna see what happened if I jump down to 0.3. I have to believe though that my fast is just gonna plow right through this and continue going. But we'll see what happens, and I'll kind of get a little, after 30 minutes, I'll start to know with the blood sugar. What I know is after I eat things, I get a little bit of an effect after 30 minutes is when things start moving for me in terms of blood sugar. So wearing a constant glucose monitor, the coolest thing ever, because you start learning all kinds of things about yourself and the foods you eat and what works and what doesn't. So Baobab it is today. I'll see you when something happens here. And we're back. I didn't drink any water for the sake of the experiment, and we kept I kept the flavor in my mouth. It's still there. So it's not bad. If you like citrus, I think you're gonna love it. Here's what happened. I don't know if you can see it right here. Little tiny uptick. And then we'll do a scroll through and we'll show that up here. But yeah, I mean, don't be fooled by the labeling of this bag. There is sugar in here, but everyone's got to know that. And so I had the carbs, went up, and I peaked at 89. So it went up 7 points. And then I'm on my way back down. No big deal. But if you're a nut job and you don't want a single drop or gram of sugar and you're more on the total like fiber doesn't matter train, then this isn't for you. If you do want fiber though, this is a tasty way of getting it. I'm assuming people can really incorporate this into a lot of stuff, and protein powders, maybe like the fruity protein powders, maybe just drink it because it's fine. And I think it's a fantastic way to actually get a little bit of flavor and fiber together. I'd much rather do this than like psyllium husk or Benefiber, but Benefiber is definitely like tasteless. I haven't ketone tested that. Speaking of ketones, that's why we're here at the 45-minute mark, 40-minute mark. Be 45 by the time I'm done talking here. Now these ketone test strips need a little bit of extra blood, so we gotta pop her deep here. And quite frankly, I feel like it took away a little bit of hunger. I am hungry. I've been hungry. If I'm doing 100 grams of carbs per day and I fast long enough to get to 0.4 ketones, yeah, I definitely need to eat. I'm at that point. So, but at the same time, like, yeah, sometimes you take something, you're like, I'm hungrier. Same thing. No effect. It's not enough. 14 grams, it's mostly fiber. It looks like it is as advertised, as we advertise it. It is not as label advertised because there is more than 0 grams of sugar here. There is going to be a negligible blood sugar impact. From you is 7 points. If you're diabetic, might be 12 to 14. So keep that in mind. However, given the amount of fiber here, like that alone, maybe twice a day is probably a bump that you might be willing to take on. Like I said, depends on how hardcore you are, but ultimately, no effect on ketones. Maybe my ketones and my fast would have improved down to 0.5. Yeah, so maybe there was a small impact on ketones. You can't really know that because it's not precise enough. But at the end of the day, it didn't like knock me way off the track or anything like that. And then negligible bump on blood sugar. Not going to do a second test, but I think, so what Dr. Sapal uses here is that he actually uses this as a pre-meal blood sugar blunter in ways, and a way to get his fiber in. So we've been running the oatmeal experiment, which I'm so sick of doing for various reasons. It's like just throwing off my entire week. I'm gonna be honest. But I might do the Baobab before the actual oatmeal, maybe with the oatmeal, but I think Dr. Sapal would recommend before the oatmeal, and we'll do a separate test on that. Overall though, Baobab, I think, is a very unique fiber that fiber fans should check out, and fiber haters are still gonna hate. So there is sugar in here, is all you gotta know. Mike Roberto with PricePlow. Thanks for watching. We are in the midst of some major changes. I'm getting into some meat stuff. I did a meat unboxing here, so subscribe to the channel if you're into the meat side of things, which you should be, because it's healthy. Red meat is healthy, and so we have a lot more to come here. And while I'm wearing this constant glucose monitor, gonna keep learning things, and eventually my lessons learned will be displayed here. So subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate you watching and listening to me rant about nutrition labels, because we can do that a lot around here. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to PricePlow.